This delivered hours ago and I had work today and I have been dying to open up the 14-inch MacBook Pro. We're just gonna jump right into the unboxing. I can't wait any longer. Wow, there it is. M1 Pro MacBook Pro. This is the base model. 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of SSD. Okay, I don't even care about that right now. I just wanna freaking open this thing. I am beyond excited because I originally had the MacBook Air M1 from last year. I purposely didn't buy the MacBook Pro last year because I knew Apple had something coming. I wanted to wait out for a true Pro machine from them, and I'm glad I did. Whew. Okay, let's dive into this. Oh my goodness, here it is. Oh wow, this is heavy. This is a lot heavier than I would have imagined. The MacBook Air, wow, there is a difference already between the 13-inch MacBook Air and this 14-inch MacBook Pro. Wow. Ah! Oh my goodness. Ah! This is oh wow. Wow, we got the ports, the SD card, the HDMI, Thunderbolt 4, MagSafe, 2 more Thunderbolts, and a improved headphone jack for high impedance, which is kind of interesting. There's a braided MagSafe cable, which I literally can't, I'm like shaking with excitement. Oh wow, this is actually a lot longer of a cable than I thought it was gonna be, which is pretty nice. Wow, yeah, it's firm. We got some Apple paraphernalia in here. Okay, we got black Apple stickers. I guess because they're Pro machines. Yes, this is the 67-watt USB-C brick. I actually didn't upgrade to the 97-watt one because I already have a high wattage bricks all over my house, so I didn't feel like I needed it. But this is it. It's actually a lot more compact than I thought it was gonna be. Oh man, I am so excited. Wow. I don't know why I smelled it. Anyway, let's do the one-handed test. See? Wow. Wow, and it just opens right away. Oh my goodness. First impressions, this screen is super vibrant. The display on this is amazing. Just like, it's hard to show you what this is gonna look like over the camera, but in person, this is hands down the best display I've ever seen. Not even just in a laptop, but in computers in general. This is Apple's new ProMotion liquid Retina XDR display. Wow, you can even feel, I can feel the 120 hertz right now. Immediate first impressions of the keyboard, it looks really nice. I love the black tone behind it. Just for comparison's sakes to the M1 MacBook Air, you can hopefully get a feel for what the differences look like. I actually like the black tone behind the keys. I think that actually looks super nice. I mean, looking at these displays side by side, maybe I'll show you on the camera here. The M1 MacBook Air display is really nice. Like, let's just get that out of the way. Like, this Retina display is beautiful, but this liquid Retina XDR ProMotion display is something else. There is a noticeable big difference. Wow. Oh my goodness. The notch is there as well, but you know, to be honest with you, I don't really care. It's not like a big deal to me. I've never been one to care about notches, and the display is now more edge to edge on here because of it. There's also no touch bar. We get full-size function key row, which is awesome. These keys, they feel great. They feel a little different from the MacBook Air, I feel like. Let me take a look here. They don't feel the same. something feels a little bit different. I don't know if it's just like placebo. These feel better. Wow, though, the weight of this thing. You know, a lot of reviewers said that this was a thick computer. I mean, it's thick, but like, it still maintains a thin profile, especially this 14-inch model. Let me see if you can actually, this is noticeably thicker, but I still think slim enough for my liking. It almost looks like the thickness of the MacBook Air closed is almost the same size or the same thickness as the M1 Pro 14-inch MacBook Pro. So it's asking me to set up Touch ID. I've always been a fan of Touch ID. I think it's great. I do think I would prefer Face ID on these MacBooks. I just think there's a seamless nature in being able to sign into your computer right away by just like lifting it. But, you know, Apple hasn't really figured out Face ID for MacBooks yet. So we're gonna have to still wait. Maybe next year they might do it. Wow. So I'm in the home screen and I thought the display looked nice beforehand, but like now seeing it with the wallpaper and everything, oh my goodness, this is a huge difference between the MacBook Air. And I'm not even being dramatic. I think the display is like what you're getting for just the base model price is crazy. And speaking of the base model, so again, I did get the base model 14-inch M1 Pro MacBook Pro. So you get the M1 Pro chip with 8-core CPU and a 14-core GPU. I have 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigabytes of SSD storage. Honestly, for a YouTuber that makes videos online, I think this is enough for me. Could I have benefited from a 16-inch and an M1 Max? Oh yeah, of course I could. Like, I could totally take advantage of that. But you know, they make new computers every single year and I plan to buy a new MacBook every year. So I figured it's probably a better idea just to keep getting the new hardware all the time and just running off the latest chips. As impressive as these MacBooks are, I still do think we need to do our due diligence to take care of these expensive machines. And there's no better tool for that than channel sponsor Clean My Mac X. I'm actually going to download and install Clean My Mac X right now on this computer. It actually is, I mean, super genuinely one of the first installs I do on my Mac. And it's super easy to do. You can just click my link in the description. The thing that I love most about Clean My Mac is that it's an all-in-one tool really designed to get your MacBook running as fast as possible. FYI, it is worth noting that this software is authorized by Apple, so it is 100% safe to download and use on your computer. And speakers are actually pretty good, to be honest. Just hearing that right now. Those are some good speakers. Those are some good speakers, but this is Clean My Mac X right here. And once installed, you get a really modern looking dashboard with a bunch of features, but the biggest sell to this is having Smart Scan. With the click of just one button, it cleans your Mac, searches for malware, and provides tips and optimizations to speed up your system. I literally just bought this computer and it is already finding things to do to make it run just a little bit better. Something I do want to say though is that even if you don't have the brand new M1 Pro or M1 Max MacBooks, it is still worth getting it on an older MacBook like the M1 or even something a lot older. You're gonna benefit from installing Clean My Mac X on your computer. If you guys want to get started with Clean My Mac X today, there will be a link in the description down below to give them a download. I strongly encourage you to give it a try. This is one of my favorite softwares that I do install on my computer, and they are a huge supporter of the channel here. They're honestly, these videos wouldn't be possible without them, so show them a lot of love. Link again will be in the description down below to try out their software today. And yep, I live downtown, so that was a truck honking because I live right beside the highway here in Toronto. Shout out to anybody who lives in Toronto, by the way. Drop a comment down below. Oh wow, okay. Okay. Speakers sound great. This sounds This actually sounds really good. This is a test of the M1 Pro MacBook Pro camera and studio quality mics. Apparently this is supposed to sound pretty good and look pretty good. Let me know what you guys think right now. Drop some comments, I'm curious to know. So now I want to show you guys how the base model M1 MacBook Air and the base model M1 Pro MacBook Pro 14-inch compare to each other. These names are gonna drive me nuts, but I'm gonna show you guys how they compare on the Geekbench. So on the MacBook Air, I'm getting a 1726 single core score and a 7567 multi-core score. And then on the base model 14-inch M1 Pro MacBook Pro, I'm getting 1760 single core and then 9921 multi-core. So the single core performance between both of these computers are going to be similar. Where we're really gonna start to see the gains is in the multi-core performance. It's about almost a 30% increase in performance over the M1 Air, which is, you know, that sounds great on paper, but really I think in real world scenarios, you're really gonna see the difference. And a lot of that is gonna be thanks to how much faster the hard drives are in the new M1 Pro computers versus the last year's M1 MacBook Air. You can see that on the M1 MacBook Air, I'm getting about 1800 write and then 2654 read. And then on the M1 Pro, you're pretty much getting double the speed of the SSD drive. So 4,000 megabytes per second for write and then 5,300 for the read speed. That is crazy. Like, you cannot buy external hard drives as fast as this. These are the fastest SSDs in the market today, and really where you're gonna see the big benefits of having an incredibly fast hard drive is gonna come down to swap memory usage. So as we learned with the M1 MacBook Air with just 8 gigabytes of RAM, because of how fast these SSDs are, your 8 gigabyte computer with RAM wouldn't perform like a traditional 8 gigabyte Windows computer or Mac computer of the past. It is so much more efficient with the unified memory and how fast these hard drives work, that you really got every ounce of performance out of just 8 gigs of RAM. And because now these hard drives are double the speed of an already impressive M1 MacBook Air, you can feel safe knowing you're gonna get every ounce of performance out of the 16 gigabytes you get on the base model. If you do wanna upgrade to 32 or 64, the story is still gonna be the same. You're gonna get every ounce of performance out of the RAM that you choose because of just how fast these hard drives are and how quickly the unified memory talks to all the parts in this computer. So now we're gonna go into Final Cut Pro, the bread and butter of why I bought this computer, because I am a video editor. I edit videos every single day for this channel, and I really just wanted a true pro machine. I was patiently waiting using the base model MacBook Air, the base model Mac Mini, and the base model M1 Mac, just praying that Apple would release a beast, and they did. So now we're just gonna test the scrubbing capabilities, which right away, this is, I can already tell this is running better than on the MacBook Air. Which new iPad? The new iPad Mini versus the iPad Air. The new iPad Mini 6 versus the new iPad Mini versus the... Okay, so I'm gonna stop embarrassing myself. I don't always get my lines right, but this is playing back super smooth. This is playing at the highest quality, better quality, no proxies, nothing, no background render, and it is just playing and it's scrubbing like really well too. Like wow, this is a lot smoother than the M1 chip. I can already tell you that right now. This is really nice to just kind of breeze through. So right now I have 5 streams of 4K running right now, and it actually, this is running very smooth, and again, better quality, optimized. Like, I haven't done anything to the footage, and it's working just great. And then if I try scrubbing through all of this footage, you're gonna get a little bit of jitter because this is really pushing the M1 Pro, but actually I don't know now. Very minor jitter. Like, this is working great. Even if I go slow, you're really getting every frame. This is running great. Even if I make this little one a little bit bigger there and hit play. Hey, so all of my cameras actually died. Like the top camera here died, and the one that was filming me right there died. Everything died. So I'm on the MacBook Pro webcam to finish off this video. I'm super excited about this computer. I have so much content coming about it. These definitely are the real deal. So let me know what videos you want to see from me over the next few weeks. Comment down below, hashtag M1 Pro if you finish and watch the very end of the video. Drop a like and subscribe if you're brand new to my channel. But I'll catch all of you guys in the next video. Peace.